Salut et bonjour. Hello and good day. Je m'appelle Arpita Garg. My name is Arpita Garg. Et bienvenue à Let's Learn French. And welcome to Let's Learn French. So, in today's video, we are going to discuss the very basics of French, which is les alphabets, the alphabet. Before we begin, let me tell you that in French, we have the same 26 alphabets as we have in English. The only difference being is of pronunciation. So today, what we are going to do is, we will study the pronunciation of those alphabets in French, followed by one example from each alphabet. Okay, so let us start. The first alphabet is A. So, how do we pronounce A in French? It is A. What is it? A. Repeat after me. A. Okay. And one example from the letter A is appartement. Okay. What is it? Appartement. Répétez après moi. Repeat after me. Appartement. Okay. And appartement means apartment. In English, we call apartment, and in French, we call it as appartement. Okay. So, A and appartement. The next letter is B. So, how is B pronounced in French? It is B. What is it? B. I request you to repeat after me so that you all also practice. Okay. So, what is it? B. And one example from the letter B is ballet. What is it? Ballet. Okay. And ballet, we all know, is a form of dance. In English also, we call it as a ballet. Same in French, it is a ballet. Okay. The next letter is C. So, how do we pronounce C in French? It is say. What is it? Say. Once again, say. Okay. Très bien. Very good. So, by now, seeing the video, you must have understood that for each letter, there are 3 blocks. In the first one and in the second one, the pronunciation of that letter in English followed by in Hindi is written so that each one of you gets it. And in the third block, the example is shown. Okay. So, C is pronounced as say. And one example is shorter. What is it? Shorter. Okay. And what does a shorter mean? Shorter means singer. So what do we call a singer in French? Shorter. Okay. Now next, D. How is it pronounced? They. Okay. Répétez. Repeat. They. Okay. And one example is dancer. What is it? Dancer. Okay. And very clearly you can make it out. Dancer means a dancer. So in English, we call it a dancer, and in French, we call it dancer. Okay. Now next letter E. So E is pronounced as a. The sound is going inside. Okay. A. Répétez après moi. A. Très bien. So, and one example from the letter E is étudiant. What is it? Étudiant. And étudiant means student. So, what we call a student in English, we call an étudiant in French. Répétez. Étudiant. Very good. The next letter is F. So, how do we pronounce F in French? It is F. What is it? F. Just as the same in English. F. Okay. And one example from the letter F is fromage. What is it? Fromage. Okay. And what does fromage mean? Fromage means cheese. So at this point, let me tell you that France is very, very famous for its cheese. So, okay. So F is F, and one example, fromage. Okay. Now next, it is G. So how do we pronounce G in French? It is J. What is it? J. Okay. So let me tell you one thing that in French, G is pronounced as J and J is pronounced as G. Okay. So when we will come to the letter J, I will repeat this. But for now, just understand that G is pronounced as J. Okay. And one example from the letter G is garçon. What is it? Garçon. And a garçon means boy in French. Okay. So we call a boy in English. And what do we call in French? It is garçon. Très bien. Proceeding to the next letter, we have H. How do we pronounce H in French? It is H. What is it? H. Okay. And one example from the letter H is Om, not home. Let me tell you one thing that in French, the sound of H is silent. Okay. So what do we call this word in French? Om, not home. Om. Very good. And what does Om mean? Om means a man. Okay. So a boy means garçon. Very good. And man means Om in French. Okay. Très bien. The next letter is I. So how do we pronounce I in French? It is E. What is it? E. You can clearly see the pronunciation in English as well as in Hindi for your reference. Okay. So it is E. And one example from the letter E is invitation. Repete, invitation. Okay, the sound of I-N is N. So it is invitation. Very good. The next letter is J. Okay, so let me repeat my line that in French, G is pronounced as J and J is pronounced as G. So recall what did we just learn? G is pronounced as J and J will be pronounced as G. Okay, G. Repete, G. Very good. And one example from the letter J is journalist. What is it? Journalist. And you can very well make it out that journalist means a journalist. What we call a journalist in English is a journaliste in French. Okay, understood? Very good. The next letter is K. What do we call K? How do we pronounce K in French? It is K. What is it? K. Okay. And one example from the letter K is kidnapper. Kidnapper is in English, but in French it is kidnapper. Okay, kidnapper. So K and kidnapper. Okay, the next letter is L. How do we pronounce L in French? It is L. Repeat. Repeat. L. Okay. And one example is livre. What is it? Livre. Once again, livre. Very good. So what is a livre? Livre means a book. So whenever next time you study from a book, you just recall that. A book is known as livre in French. Okay. Very good. Now, the next letter is M. What is its pronunciation? M. Try to say it with me and after me. Okay. M. Once again, M. Okay. And one example from the letter M is music. What is it? Music. And music means, you can very well make it out that music means music. So it is music. Okay. The next letter is N. How is it pronounced? N. What is it? N. Okay. And example is gnome. N-O-M. Gnome. So what is gnome? Like in English, we ask, no, what is your name? So this name is nothing but gnome in French. Okay, gnome. Gnome means name. Okay. The next letter is O. How is it pronounced in French? The same as in English. O. Okay. What is it? O. And one example is our favorite fruit, which is nothing but orange. Not orange. Orange is in English. In French, it is orange. Repete, orange. Okay. Very good. The next letter is P. What is P pronounced in French? Pay. What is it? Pay. Okay. So one example from the letter P is photo. Not photo. Photo we call in English. In French it is photo. Okay. Photo means a picture. It is very clear. The next letter is Q. How is Q pronounced in French? It is que. What is it? Que. Repete. Que. Très bien. Very good. Okay. And one example from the letter Q is quel. What is it? Quel. So what does quel mean? Quel means nothing but it means what. So when we ask time, like what is the time? We say quelle heure est-il? We will study this in our later upcoming videos. But for now, you just have to know that quel means what. Okay. Quel. Okay. The next letter R. So how is R pronounced in French? It is R. What is it? R. Okay. And one example from the letter R is robe. What is it? Robe. Repete. Robe. Very good. And robe means, you very well know that robe means a dress. So we call dress in French as robe. Okay. Now the next letter is S. So how do we pronounce S in French? It is S. What is it? S. Okay. And one example is stylo. From the word stylus, it is stylo. Stylo. Okay, not stylo. Stylo is in English. It is stylo. And stylo means a pen. So whenever we ask someone for a pen, just remember that in French, pen means stylo. Okay. Very good. The next letter is T. How do we pronounce T in French? It is te. What is it? Te. Okay. And one example is théâtre. Not theater. Theater is in English. In French, it is théâtre. Repete. Théâtre. Très bien. Okay. The next letter is U. How is it pronounced in French? It is U. What is it? U. You have to put more stress on the letter U. It is U. Okay. And one example is université. Not university. University is an English word. In French, it is pronounced as université. Okay. Université. Très. The next letter is V. How is V pronounced in French? It is way. What is it? Way. Repete. Way. Very good. Excellent. One example is voyage. What is it? Voyage. What is it? Voyage. Voyage means journey. Okay. So just as in English, we wish someone happy journey, in the same way, in French, we say bon voyage. What does bon mean? Bon means good or happy. So bon voyage. And voyage means journey. Okay. Way, voyage. Next, we have W. So W is nothing, but it is 2 times V, isn't it? So how is it pronounced? W. V is way and W is W. W actually means double. So W. Okay. And one example from the letter W is VP, not Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is in English, but in French it is VP. What is it? VP. Okay. The next letter is X. How is it pronounced? X. What is it? X. Okay. And one example is xylophone. What is it? Xylophone. You must have played with xylophones in your childhood, right? So it is the same. xylophone in French as well. Okay. The next is Y. So Y is pronounced as Y. Répétez après moi. Repeat after me. How is it pronounced? Y. Okay. And one example is ear. What is it? Ear. Again, the sound of Y is not coming in this word. It is ear. And what does ear mean? It means eyes, arc. So we call eyes in French as ear. Okay. The last letter of the day is Z. So how is it pronounced in French? It is pronounced as Z. Not Z, it is Z. Okay. And one example is zebra. What is it? Zebra. Very clearly you can make it out. It is zebra, which is an animal, and it is pronounced as zebra in French. Okay. So now we will give a quick recap of what we studied. A, appartement. B, ballet. C, c'est, chanteur. D, des, danseur. E, étudiant. F, fromage. G, garçon. H, homme. I, invitation. J, journaliste. K, kidnapper. L, livre. M, musique. N, gnome. O, orange. P, photo. Q, quel. R, robe. S, stilo. T, théâtre. U, université. V, voyage. W, VP. X, xylophone. Y, ear. Z, zebra. So that was all for today. If you liked the video, do tell me in the comment section. Also, if you have any doubts related to today's video, you can also ask your doubts in the comment section. For online French tuitions, you can mail us on the mail ID shown on the screen. Stay tuned for more such upcoming videos. Thank you. À bientôt.